Oh my, I do love a good intro. Kathy J! What's up, everybody? This is the Kathy J Show, and I'm Chef David. I've been here before, and I've come back for more. I just got back from the most amazing trip in Puerto Vallarta, and I want to share with you all show long this flavors of Puerto Vallarta and how you can create this in your own home. There's me, oh my gosh, eating street tacos. I don't know how many people eat street tacos in a suit. I do. You gotta be bougie if you're gonna eat good food. But the foundation of any flavor in Mexican cooking is the salsa. It's used as a marinade. It's used with chips. You can make this with chili quiles, put it on your eggs. They eat it any time of the day. And I want to show you how to make the most amazing roasted tomato salsa. We're going to start here first with some on the vine tomatoes. Just remove the vine. And what you need to do is just put these on a parchment lined baking sheet, and you're gonna pop these in the oven under the broiler. They're gonna go for about 30 minutes, and when they come out of the broiler, they're gonna look just like this. They look charred. You're probably thinking, what has he done with those? You're actually developing a really good flavor. Now, this is the red version. In Mexican cooking, there are two types of salsa. You have salsa verde and you have salsa roja. If you wanted to make this a salsa verde, you would use tomatillos, which are kind of like tomatoes, but they come in a husk. You just peel them off. They're a little sticky, and then you're gonna have to clean them. Now, if you're making a green salsa, you're gonna wanna use a green chili. Now, I've done these from mild to hottest. These are jalapenos, these are serranos, and these are chili de arbos. Now, when their chili de arbos are dried, this is how they look, right here. Those are the dried chili de arbos, and you could reconstitute these in water and throw these in with the green. Throw these in with the red. But how I like to do it is with the red, I like to do chipotles. So what we're gonna do is right here, we have a blender, and all we do is we just throw our roasted tomatoes right in there. And note to self, if you're ever setting up a kitchen set, don't put a cut onion right in front of you. My eyes are watering. Anyway, just note to self, we're gonna throw a half onion in here, and I'm gonna get the rest of these tomatoes in there, and we're gonna blend these up, and they're gonna be so, so delicious. But we're not done building flavor, y'all. Once we get all of these tomatoes in the blender, and these will all fit, I only cooked off like 8 or so. We're gonna go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. We're gonna do a shot here of some lime juice, and I cheated. I used a bottle today. If you wanna do it from scratch, you can squeeze them by hand, but ain't nobody got time for that. This is live TV. We're gonna go ahead and salt. And you can adjust the salt after this is done for sure. And we're gonna go ahead and put in 3 canned chipotle peppers, which are in the adobo sauce. This is gonna add a smoky spiciness to your salsa that's gonna be absolutely amazing. You're gonna go ahead and put this on, blend this up, and when it comes out, it looks just like this. So delicious, so good. And you know, when I think of bread and butter, or I think of peas and carrots, when I think of salsa, I think of chips. So when we come back, I'm gonna show you how to make the most delicious chips to pair with this salsa, and it's gonna go so well with your chili quiles, with your dinner, as a snack. So come on back, because I got the snacks.
Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better.
Well, that was a quick change. Here we are back on the Kathy J Show. We're missing Kathy today. She is at home still recovering, and you can't come back quick enough. 3, 2, 1, camera rolling. Tell me how to do it, Miss Kathy. Now I'm going to show you how to make the most amazing chips. Now, I serve these on my food truck, The Remix. We make this for my catering company, Scratch Catering Services, whenever we have chips for an event. So they're really very simple. I just use corn tortillas. By the way, in Puerto Vallarta, they have 38 taco businesses that make taco shells. 38, they all make corn except for 2 in the entire city that make flour. So corn tortillas is where it's at. I'm gonna go ahead and drop these right into the fryer right now because they take a couple of minutes to cook, so I'm gonna kind of start there and then go backwards. You don't wanna overcrowd your basket when you put these down, but you wanna go ahead and drop those into the fryer, and as you can see on the bottom of your screen there, the oil is bubbling and very active. I call this angry oil. So when the oil becomes less angry, that's when you're gonna want to pull that on up. But while it's bubbling and going, this is cooking, this is doing its thing. And let me show you how simple this is. Right here, I'm using a Japanese spider to kind of push these around so that they don't clump up. If you overcrowd your oil, you're going to have lumps and things that don't cook properly. It's going to be a real mess. So I would suggest using this. If you don't have this, you can definitely use a pair of tongs or something like that. If you don't have a fryer, you can also use like a big Dutch oven. But let me show you how to cut these. All right. So first things first, this is a round, and I just cut these right into 6 slices. Just kind of like picture these tortillas as if it were a pie. Cut them into 6 portions, and like that is how you cut them. So it's a perfect chip. Now, if you got these from the restaurant supply store, they're going to be 1 thickness, but if you bought these from the regular grocery store, these are double thickness. So they're going to actually take a little bit longer to cook. The reason they're double thickness is if you were ever eating street tacos, you typically need 2 tortillas so that it doesn't break and crack. However, in the restaurant, the chips are different because they only have 1 layer, not 2 in each one. So that's a little something to think about. So as I've been talking, these have been cooking, and they're still kind of cooking. They're still doing their thing, and we're just moving them on around. Now, how I season my chips is with fresh lime, a little bit of red chili powder, and some kosher salt. Pretty soon, when these come on up out of the fryer, they're going to be so good. Now, if you look at the overhead, you'll notice that the oil is bubbling less than it was previously. And so when you push your Japanese spider right on top there, you can actually hear that they're crunchy. That means the chips are now done. Go ahead and pull them on up out of the fryer. Allow the excess oil to drain. You do not want to burn yourself. This temperature of the oil is set at 375 degrees. Now, once you get them in the pan, you want to work quickly while they're hot. You want to spread them out in a thin single layer and put that right on the cross. I don't know if my microphone hit that up, but you just heard the sizzle. So amazing. Go ahead and hit that with a little bit of salt and a little bit of red chili powder. Do a little flip-a-do and repeat. A little more fresh lime. This fresh lime is getting the stuff to stick right to the chip, and a little bit more red chili powder. Do another flip. Put them out onto paper towel lined platter, and there you have it. Chips from scratch, chili lime, so delicious to go with that salsa. Puerto Vallarta! I have more recipes from Puerto Vallarta when we come back.
Kathy J. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness.
Kathy J. Gotta love that. Well, and we're back, and I am going to show you my favorite salad that I had in Puerto Vallarta, but I've made a few adjustments to it. So we'll just kind of go ahead and get started. This is a mango salad, and it's actually made with these tamarind candies. Now, the chef that created this salad is the head chef of Perifios down in Puerto Vallarta. And to pay ode to a woman in his Mexican village that used to sell candy to make money to feed her and her 4 children, she sold this tamarind candy. So when he put this salad on his menu, it was really as an ode or an homage to her because she was such a sweet lady in his life. So I wanted to kind of recreate that for you all here today. First thing we're going to do is we need a good mixture of different kinds of lettuce. So right here I've got spring mix. You've got some red leaves, some frilly leaves, some spinach leaves, all good things, right? Well, I want to add a little bit of crunch. So we're going to go ahead and add some romaine. And what I've done is I've just cut the tops of the romaine leaves off because these are bitter and you really don't want these in a salad. You can throw these to the chickens if you'd like, but I just tend to throw those away. Now I would like to show you a real quick tip on how to cut a head of romaine. I picture it kind of like a plus sign. And I start right above the end and I cut all the way down through, rotate it, and then cut down again. So you've basically cut this head of lettuce into a plus sign, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead and cut this into smaller bite-sized pieces, and bada bing, bada boom. The base of this head of lettuce keeps it all together. As you're cutting, you don't have it all over the board, so you're not gonna cut yourself. And it's cleaned and it's good. Go ahead and add that to your bowl. And this salad is such a great idea for, meatless Mondays, things like that. But you could definitely zhuzh this up by adding a grilled chicken breast, whatever you'd like. Go ahead and toss the romaine and these mixed greens together. It's gonna be so, so good. I just love all of this fresh stuff here. So we're gonna go ahead and start topping our salad. And salads to me are kind of like pizza. So what I do is I go ahead and I just start adding stuff like toppings on a pizza. So the first thing to go in there, this is large cubes of diced mango. Then we've got some dried cranberries. Look at how colorful and how fresh and flavorful it's already coming out to be. Next, we've got some roasted cashew nuts, and these have been salted. If you can't find them unsalted, just omit the salt from the salad dressing. That's how you can kind of alleviate that. If you can find them unsalted yet toasted, I would use those and then add your salt to your dressing. Now the last thing we're gonna add is a little bit of queso fresco here. Go ahead and just sprinkle that right on. Look at how good the salad is already starting to look. It's so, so good. And these tamarind candies just get stuck in all around the bowl, and you eat the candy as you're eating a salad. It's like Mexican candy salad. How could you not love that, right? So I'm gonna set this right down here on the front because we are not done yet. We need to make the most delicious dressing for the salad, and here it comes. You start off with some fresh diced mango. By the way, all of these recipes will be posted on the Facebook page of The Kathy J Show, so visit there and visit frequently. If you miss a show, you can always catch it there, but don't miss a show. We're gonna come for you if you miss a show. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of red chili powder. And I just eyeball it, but it's supposed to be about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of the fresh honey. Now 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And normally I would add this when the oil, when it's working so it emulsifies. But I'm gonna go ahead and just add it right now because ain't nobody got time to be waiting for Chef David on TV. Go ahead and put this right in there and blend. And once that purees and comes completely together, we are going to have a chili mango vinaigrette to pour all over this salad. I just love it. I did chips and salsa earlier, and I think that chips goes together with salsa, kind of like peas goes with carrots, or, butter goes with bread. But if you have something else that goes together, please tweet me and let me know. But let's stay away from anything controversial, okay? I don't want anybody to say coffee and cream, because then there's going to be somebody to say, I don't like cream in my coffee, and it's going to start this whole thing. It's going to be like such a controversy, and I'm not down for controversy, all right? Here we go. We have a chili lime vinaigrette, and oh my gosh, I just want to taste it. So, so good. Oh my gosh, so light, so fresh, so sweet. And you just drizzle this all over the top of this delicious salad. And everyone is going to be so jealous that you created this right in your own home from scratch. All right, so now our sponsor, the Colorado Lottery, we have a trivia question. And today's trivia question is, what is the Outdoor Equity Fund? Think about that. No Googling. And when you come on back, have an answer.
Kathy J.
The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on.
Kathy J.
What is the Outdoor Equidity Fund, which is the question of the day from Colorado Lottery? Welcome back. The answer, a new lottery bidder fishery fund. Perfect. Alrighty, so it has been so much fun all show long showing you, recipes from scratch that I learned during my recent trip in Puerto Vallarta. And we miss you, Kathy, so much, but I couldn't let you all go without giving you a little something sweet. So I figured, why not churros and chocolate sauce? And they actually come together quick, more easy than you would have thought. I don't know if any of you out there have ever made pot au choux, which is like cream puffs, but this recipe is very similar to pot au choux. In this pot, previous to going live here, I started 1 cup of water and put it on high. To that, I'm going to add 1 stick of unsalted butter. And as that starts to melt, we're going to start making our little churro dough here. Now, to that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of this is kosher salt. That's what that is. Kosher salt. We're going to mix that all around. You want that butter to melt. And you know what I always say? Mo butter, mo better. But with this recipe, we better stick to the ingredients amount, so you're going to have a problem. So you go ahead and you melt this on down. And when you pull this from the heat, that's when you add in your 2 eggs, your vanilla, and your 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. You're not going to want to start putting this dough in the fryer to fry your churros until the batter has reached 140 degrees. Now, before I came to the studio today, I already did all of that, and I just put this with a rubber band on. This is a pastry bag, and I have fitted it here with a star tip. So now I've undone that. The batter's going to go down, and in a 375 degree oil, we're going to go ahead and start frying our churros. And as soon as that batter hits, we can bring it on up. And I'm going to get about 3 lines in this fryer before we are going to have to cut this off and wait for those to fry. Now, when those get done frying, they're going to be dropped into a little bit of cinnamon and sugar. Now, I think it's 1:8 ratio, which is perfect on cinnamon and sugar. So in this bowl here, if you've got 1 cup of, 1 cup of sugar, you should have 2 tablespoons of your cinnamon. So these churros are frying. Look at how they're puffing up, and look at the ridges. Those ridges are perfect. That's why you use a star tip, because these ridges are going to catch all of that cinnamon and sugar yummy, yummy goodness. I cannot wait. You know what? If you guys have never been to Puerto Vallarta, I suggest that you go, because it is so much fun and it is so beautiful. While everybody was dealing with the snow here, I was sitting on the beach, not to brag, but it's so amazing. And I have the best travel planner through glbtqtravel.com, and you can definitely call up Carl and get in on all of that goodness. So these are about done. You don't want them to fry too long, but if we could get the overhead shot again, as you can see, they're starting to go a little bit of brown, and when they come on out, you want to drain them. Again, I'm using this Japanese spider, and then I put it right on over into the cinnamon and sugar. Go ahead and toss it with a rubber scraper, whatever you need to do. And it is all ready. It's like a Mexican donut. Serve it here. If we can go to the front shot, that'd be great. Serve it here with a little bit of delicious chocolate sauce. I'm using Ghirardelli, I didn't make my own. But you could definitely make your own. All of my recipes and more are featured in my cookbook, which you can find. It's titled From Scratch by David Bondarchuck on Amazon. Call me if you have any catering needs, scratchcateringservices.com. And Kathy, we miss you. We can't wait till you come back next week. And I've loved this from scratch takeover of the Kathy J Show. I hope you all have too. Have a great day, get cooking, and always make it from scratch. Thanks so much, guys.